Welcome to Navigating Aras Video 1 in regards to CAD data sharing. In this video, we are going to review the startup notes as well as CAD documents. For the startup notes, we will cover logging in, changing your password, the table of contents or TOC menu, CAD documents, the 3D CAD document as well as the 2D document, and the files under each of them. When logging into Aras, you will use this link right here. Initially, when setting up your account for CAD data sharing, your initial password will be 123. If you've already set up an Innovator account, your password will be either 123 or whatever other password you already used if you have not changed it to log into Aras. In order to access the Aras Innovator page, you must be connected either to a Denso network on site or through the Denso network through a VPN network. It is recommended to change your password upon initial login, but it is up to your own preference, of course. If you already have a login with another system, for example, Tech Report, as I said, your password will be what you use for Tech Report. So I said your initial password is 123, but if you've already changed it, it's just whatever you changed it to already. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and open up Innovator. If you're using Windows 10 and you're using Internet Explorer as your browser window, you may need to add Innovator as one of your trusted sites. Details of that will be stored with the rest of the training material. But to move ahead, when you log in, you will use your DSC ID. I'm admin currently, so I don't have my DSC ID input here, but this is where it would go. I'm going to go ahead and type in my password. In this domain, Innovator Solutions is fine. This is where you will need to be. You can go ahead and log in from there. When launching Innovator, it'll take you to this table of contents screen, the TOC menu. Upon logging in for the first time, like I said, it is recommended that you change your password. So to do so, I'm just going to select the Tools option, change password, and you would input your old password, the new one, and confirm it, and that's pretty straightforward. In order to start accessing the CAD documents for CAD data sharing, I'm going to select the Documents menu and expand that, and then select CAD Documents. Initially, when opening the CAD documents, you won't see anything. This is normal. You won't see anything because you have not ran a search. In order to run a search, you can type in a part number in the part number field, or you can run an empty search. For now, because I already know the part number that I'd like to search for, I'm just going to go ahead and add that part number. I tend to use an asterisk at the end of my part number, and I'm going to select Run Search. Okay. Now, when I open this, or when I search for this, I do get two results with the exact same part number. This is exactly normal. I'm getting two results because I have a 2D and a 3D CAD document. In order to distinguish quickly between the two, if I scroll over a little bit, I see this column that says Has Drawing. If there's a check mark in that, that means this is the 2D because it has a drawing. You can also navigate from the 2D CAD document to the 3D when you open it, but I'll explain that in just a moment. For now, I'm just going to open up the 3D CAD document, which I know is on the top because the 2D is on the bottom. And to open it, I'm just going to double click. I can double click anywhere up here as long as it's not trying to open an actual file. You see when the hand appears. I'm not sure if you can see the hand, honestly, but when you see that it's a file that can be opened, I don't want to select that. I want to select something that's not a file, and I just want to double click. You can see that part number opened up in its own tab, and I can toggle back and forth and go back to the table of contents menu. It's up to me. I didn't lose the CAD document I just opened. I just changed tabs. So when I open up, the screen is split into two. I get a lot of details about what I just opened up on top, as well as another set of options down below. It looks like almost like another window with a bunch of different tabs to choose from. I'm going to explain a little bit about the CAD document itself. The CAD document is the object in which the DIAM Team Center CAD information is stored. Both CATIA and 3D data are stored in these CAD documents. There are two types, like I said, the 3D and the 2D. The 3D CAD document, which we have open here, has a few different characteristics than the 2D. First, I'm going to discuss the native file. This is the native CAD that I would pull from Team Center if I was in Team Center. So this is, if it's CATIA, the native CAD, I will get a CATIA, either a CAD product or a CAD part, or if it's a 2D, a CAD drawing. And if it was NX, I would get the .prt file, rather the 2D or the 3D. This viewable file is available in the 3D CAD document. This is just a PDF image of the 3D model. So if I were to select this, I would see a 3D image of the, a PDF image of the 3D model. I'm unable to rotate or do any manipulations. It's just a PDF image of the 3D. Diving into the details of this CAD document, I'm going to jump up for a quick second, and you see we have the part number, revision, part name, all the detailed attributes regarding the 3D. And down below, you see I have different tabs. This structure tab is by default the one that's open. And I see all my level 1 objects in the structure. So even if there are, for example, 5 levels of the structure, I'm only going to see level 1 right here in this structure. If I would like to view a full structure, I would select Views, then select Structure Browser, and again, another tab will open, and I can go ahead and expand all, and it would show me all of the levels of the structure. This happens to only have 1 level, but now that I selected this expand all option and I saw that there are no more plus signs, I know that this is the entire structure. All right, if I go to this Files tab, I'd like to discuss some of the details specifically for the 3D CAD document. For all 3D CAD documents, you will see the step and the Parasolid. Both of those are automatically generated within Aras, and they are always available to you for 3D CAD documents. In order to open or save, you would just select it. And because I am in an environment that does not have the availability to open step or Parasolid, I would just save it locally. So I'm just going to select this and say show in folder. And then I can just, if I wanted to move this to my own personal folder, I see it's here, and I can open this in my CAD environment. This is the process how to open all step files, Parasolids, any JT if they exist. Moving forward, that's how all of the files will be saved and or opened from Aras. If this was a common drawing, in order to find the dependents, I would just select the Dependents tab. This does not happen to have dependents, but I will show an example later of a common drawing that does have dependents. I'm going to run up to the table of contents, and I'm going to open up the 2D just to show you the quick difference between the 2D and the 3D. So I'm going to, again, double-click the 2D. And we see here again, we have a lot of the same information. We have a native file, but again, this is the CAD drawing because this is now the 2D CAD document. There is no viewable file because the viewable file is just the 3D image, the image of the 3D model, but this is the 2D. On the lower half of the screen here, again, we have the same tabs. The structure, however, because this is a 2D CAD document, does not have an actual assembly structure. It has a link to the 3D of this, the 3D that is related to this 2D. So if I double click this, it will just take me right back to the already open 3D CAD document. In the Files menu, if I select this tab, I see I have a CGM. I'll make it a little bit clearer. There we go. I have a CGM image of the drawing. Again, if I wanted to open this or save it locally, I would just click it, show in folder, and I would just drag it over to my personal folder, and I can access it from there. I'm going to run back up to the 3D CAD document. It can get a little bit confusing because there is no distinction in the tab between the 3D and the 2D, but once you open the tab, you'll be able to distinguish between the two. If I go to the Files tab, again, I do not have a JT file, but it is because this is an assembly, and currently we do not have JT files for assemblies. But if this was a part, you would see the JT file, and I can show you that example really quickly. So if I search for another part that I know is not an assembly and it is a part, I'm going to go ahead and open this. If I go to Files, I see here now I have a JT. That does conclude video 1. Please see video 2, where we review searching for part numbers, visual collaborations, discussions, and email notifications. Thank you.